Hi everyone, I'm Reading with Jack and today I'm here with my top 5 Wednesday video for this week. We're going to be discussing my top 5 favourite non-YA books. I'm really excited to talk about this because I feel like over the past year I've definitely read books outside of the YA category, and this is something which I'm very proud of. I feel like I've turned into quite a varied and diverse reader, which is definitely a good thing. So let's get on and let's talk about these amazing books that I would definitely recommend. In 5th place this week, I'm giving it to one of my favourite classics, which is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This tells the story of corruption of the American dream during the 1920s. It's told from the perspective of Nick Carraway, who is quite obsessed and intrigued by a man called Jay Gatsby, who is very rich and throws a lot of extravagant parties. He basically wonders why things are how they are, and he analyses things. There's amazing symbolism, great descriptions. It is just a really good book. It's quite a short book, so it's definitely a good one if you're looking for quite a quick read. I really enjoyed it, so hopefully you would as well. In 4th place, I'm going to give it to one that I think everyone probably expected me to show in this video. It is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is one of my favourites because seriously it is good. It is so bookish, and I just love bookish books. You know, books about books are always good to read, and this one is set in Barcelona 6 years after the Spanish Civil War. It tells the story of Daniel Sempier, who basically goes to the Cemetery of Forgotten Books and he finds a book called The Shadow of the Wind. He then discovers that there's someone in the world burning all books by this author, which is quite a scary thought. It's basically a mystery as to why things are how they are, and it sort of talks about the power of literature, how books can connect people. I just think it's amazing for anyone that loves reading, so if you love reading, which you probably will if you're watching my video, definitely give this one a go. In 3rd place, I'm going to give it to my favourite Brontë novel, which is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. This is just so good, and of course it had to appear in my top 5. It basically goes through Jane Eyre's entire life. It starts with her awful childhood at Gateshead Hall, where basically it's just terrible. She has very cruel cousins surrounding her who like to isolate themselves from her, and then she goes to a boarding school which is also terrible. She's not treated in a nice way there either, and then she becomes a governess. She falls in love with a man called Mr. Rochester. However, there are a lot of problems with their marriage, and she discovers a big secret that he's been hiding. It's just a great book to read. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite an accessible classic. I thought the language was really good, and overall amazing. And there are lots of sticky note, post-it note things because I'm analysing for English literature, which is so fun. I love analysing books that I feel passionate about. In 2nd place, I've chosen The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. This is such a good book. It has so much emotion in it, which is one reason why I absolutely love it. I think the writing style is amazing. It's very cultural, and overall it's just a perfect book. It tells the story of 2 boys in Afghanistan, Amir and Hassan, and Amir basically betrays Hassan, and then the book follows all of his redemption and his search for redemption that he has to go through, and it is a very moving story. It's set in Afghanistan with all the historical events as well, which makes it feel very realistic, and I think overall it's just a very moving story, very emotional, and it is definitely one that I would recommend. And finally, in 1st place this week, I'm giving it to Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Sloan. Now, I have to be honest, when I read this book, I thought it was a young adult book until someone told me it is not a young adult book, it's an adult fiction book. But I think it can be enjoyed by anyone, to be honest. I just thought because it's technically classed as adult fiction, and out of all of these, this is the one that I enjoyed the most, it should deserve 1st place because it is seriously bookish. It's a book about books and I just loved it. It was just so good. It was amazing. It's about this man called Clay Jannon who moves on from web design to working in a 24-hour bookstore. It's a very mysterious bookstore in the sense that very few people visit, and the people that do visit tend to buy very obscure books from high up shelves, and it's just kind of weird. And basically he analyses their behaviour and why things are how they are, and it's just a bookish book, obviously, and it is really good to read. It's very entertaining. I just really adored this book, and I wish more people would read it because it's seriously good. So these are my top 5 non-young adult books, and I really enjoyed them all. They're definitely ones I'd recommend. Please let me know down below in the comments if you've read any of these books, and if you're planning to read them. Hopefully you are. Hopefully I persuaded you. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you to Ginger Reads Lainey as usual for starting the Top 5 Wednesday group. I will leave everything down below in the description, such as the links to the Goodreads group and her channel as well. But until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you all again in my next video.